Hey everybody, this is Jessica Lightheart, aka the Earth Lady. Yesterday we didn't get a video out because it was raining. And in a minute I'll show you all the lovely water we've got standing. Well, at least moistened all over. Anyways, this here was my banana tree from last year. There's actually a couple of them in there. And I gotta clip them all down and cross my fingers and hope that they grow back and they didn't get too frostbitten by the winter. And this here is where I'm taking my loppers and chopping all of the leaves. You can see they're pretty big and long. So I'm actually chopping them up into little pieces. And as I pick them up, like this one I just showed you, this one here has some snails on it, so I will have to flick them off before I chop it up, because you can't put snails in your worm compost. But the banana leaves are good for worm compost. So that's what we're doing today. So let's go ahead and go up to the porch. I'll show you what I did get done in between raining. Yesterday's rains, crazy I tell you. One day it's 60 degrees. Today it's going to be 60, I think it said like 68. And then tomorrow it's going to get chilly and rain all day. Again, welcome to Tennessee. So, oh, Kitty's going to fuss. You want in, Kitty? There's the kitties. We do not have outside cats. We have inside cats, and when they want to come outside with the dogs, they go in a box. They don't run around freely. We got too many wild animals around here. And since we got so many parasites outside, I can't afford for these guys to keep getting fleas. So we just don't let them go in the grass. So, anyway, here's the one tower. And you say, what is that shiny stuff on the dirt? Well, this is vermiculite. And over here is the big tower. And yes, it also is covered in vermiculite. And the reason for that is so that we don't get fungus gnats. You put a thick enough layer, and it's about a half an inch or so, not quite a half an inch. I just covered it so you can't see the dirt at all. And there's a piece of stick there. But that way you can't see the dirt at all. And that helps the fungus gnats not be able to land on your soil and lay eggs. And when you have fungus gnats and they're laying eggs in your soil and the eggs hatch, well, then they eat the roots of your plants. Over here you can hopefully see. Yeah, see? We got a lot of water. That was just in one day. I did have this guy over there. I know you guys seen that in a couple of the last videos. And as you can see, it also has gotten a lot of water. So we've gotten about an inch of water yesterday. It didn't pour, it only sprinkled, but it sprinkled and, well, lightly rained all day. And it sounds like Kitty wants in. So, just a second. Okay, now that they're in. So that's the water we got. And you've probably seen the tarp, the blue tarp, behind the orange tower there. The ginormous thing we got. I got it propped up over the rail. I had it covering the two towers yesterday. I scooted them together, close up of the orange tower. I scooted them both together and covered it up because after I planted everything, they were pretty wet. Once I put the seeds in there, then I watered them in good, and so the soil was nice and wet, and we didn't need to have it saturated and drowned our seeds. So I covered it all up and made sure that nothing got drowned or drenched. And so that's basically about what we did. And today I spent half of the day chopping vegetables. Ben likes to say chopping broccoli. Well, I wasn't chopping broccoli today, but we chopped a bunch of vegetables, and I made up the meat sauce because he wants spaghetti tonight. So I chopped all the vegetables and cooked up the meat and sauteed all the vegetables and everything and got them all mixed together. And now here in about an hour or so, when he gets up, then I'll go in there and start the noodles and get the noodles cooked up, and we'll have spaghetti for dinner before he has to go to work. So, yeah. These are all dried from last year. Usually I leave a lot of these down around the bottom of where the bananas are, but I put a bunch of straw down there too. So I mulched this whole bed with straw, and this is a pretty thick layer. I mean, you really gotta dig in there, and got probably 6 inches of straw in here to keep the base of it nice and cushioned from the heat, the cold. It's not looking too good. I don't know if you're gonna come back or not, little guys. Well, we'll just wait and see. But yeah, I put a bunch of straw down there and cushioned the roots so that they didn't freeze. Although we did have a pretty bad winter this year. We had a couple days that got down in the single digits, which is kind of odd for around here. So yeah, we had that happen. So I'm not sure if these guys are going to come back yet or not. But since he's all droopy and everything, because I let him just season like I always do. So since he's all droopy and now it's a nice day, I'm out here cleaning these leaves up and chopping them into little pieces, as you can see. And then check this out. The irises are still already coming up. They're huge. They haven't put off any bulbs yet. My neighbor down the way, she actually has hers putting off bulbs. I might have to stand this way just so you can see them. There we go. So these are all the irises. They come up, and these ones are actually white. I don't know what they're called, but they're white. And you can see I cut down some of the grass already. I cut down a bunch of the grass over here. I lopped off the roses. I told you guys about that the other day. And then here before too long, when they decide to come dig up my yard, I'll have to dig these guys up and hope it doesn't traumatize them too bad. But you can see here, all kinds of new growth. They're pushing off all kinds of growth. This guy down here finally decided he wanted to live, so that's cool. So we gotta clean this up, because they're going to have to tear my flower bed here up so that they can dig up my yard and fix the pipe in the yard. So when they're done, they're going to put my flower bed back together, or, well, we'll just wait and see. So I'll give you a quick, sun decided to go behind a cloud. So I'll give you a quick view of Amber's yard over here, my neighbor. She's the one who's letting me use her yard this year. And so we got the plastic down, and that's to kill off as much of the grass and weeds, so that way we don't have anything actually interfering with our pots. And it looks like I have a pot over here underwater. Yeah, he's standing in water. That's not good. Well, it looks like we're getting the bugs out of the soil though, so that is good. Here, we'll just shift this over here. Where's their down spot? There we go. And stick it on there, so the rock is on there, and now the water will drain that way, so it's not in standing water, which is what I do with pretty much everything. I just make sure nothing's in standing water, keep this all straightened out. Oh, here you can see. This one is a pot, but it is also in standing water. But that's because, one, we had a lot of rain, and two, that's a shallow part in the yard. Because, sorry about that, that's a shallow part in the yard. And the reason for that is because last year, Miss Amber had a pipe bust under her ground. So they had to dig up her yard. And so it's kind of all lopsided. They don't put it back together very nice. It's a little bit on the disappointing side. So yeah, we do have some puddles of water. And you're wondering, what is this box in the middle of the yard? Well, that box is a grow box. It also can be classified as a garden. We got that from, oh lordy bee, where did we get that? We got that one from, yeah, it's warm enough, I'm sweating. We got that one from the wholesale, I think. It was on sale, and so I put it out here. I'll give you a view from here. Put it out here, and it's empty right now. And I had some flowers in it. I had it too high in the backyard last year, and then the other two were in the flower bed, trying to grow some, to segment it out and grow some sunflowers. That didn't really work too well. But the one in the backyard I had in the shade tent, and it was too high, and 2 panels high anyways, and I grew flowers in it. So you can see here, it's a little rough looking. But this year, yeah, it's weathered and missing a couple of pieces. But this year, we're going to grow potatoes in there. So I stacked it all up, and now I gotta go through a bunch of these pots of soil that's been outside and got saturated in water and everything else. And we're gonna amend all that soil. I'll show you the big bucket I got for that too. I got this big bucket over here. It's another pot. I've been very blessed to have the neighbors give me pots this year. And so that there is the big pot that I'm mixing soil in. So I'll take all of the dud soil. I'll pull these guys out. I'll take all the dud soil and put it in here and amend it. And then put it back in pots so we can start seeds. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do, and I'm getting it done, but it's kind of depressing when I get all excited and we start getting things done, and then it rains. You know, you can't change the weather, right? Well, that's the way it is, and we're not in spring quite yet. Our last frost date has not come yet. Our last frost date here where I'm located in eastern Tennessee, when I punched in my zip code, is April 12th. So up until April 12th, I just got to keep my eyes open and make sure that anything I do plant or set seeds in the soil, make sure that they're all hardy enough to make it through a frost. And if they're not, then I'll have to come out and cover them with something. I don't know what, because I usually don't have to cover my crops. But, you know, this year I'm ahead of the game, which is good. So I'm able to get a lot more done. So I'm excited about that. And this year we'll have, between all the towers, and there's 3, 4, between the 4 towers, that's 100 spots to grow things there. And then we have long distance view. And then we have all those pots to grow things in, and the potato box. And of course we've got buckets and buckets and pots everywhere. There's the cactus. He's doing really good. So we've got plenty of places to grow things. As long as I don't run out of soil, we'll be good to go. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you, you've seen it from long distance, is these guys here. Now you can't really see them right now because they're all laying down on their sides. But these are my little garden gnomes. I'm going to sit him up so you can see him. And we got these off of the marketplace or something like that last year. We got them all tipped over right now. One, because we had a wicked wind with that rain that we had yesterday. So I just came out and knocked them all over so that they didn't get smacked around or whipped around. And that way I knew for sure they weren't going to get broken. A couple of them do have some chips in them. Because they are terracotta. One, we bought them and we got them dirt cheap. I think we got all of them for like $5. And I love garden gnomes. But they were already painted brown for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. But the woman didn't want them anymore. So she was practically giving them away. So I'm not sure if I should try and paint them and give them a nice look. I'm afraid that if I use a pressure washer or some sort of a sandblaster or something to try and get the rest of the paint off, it might ruin the terracotta, and then that's just too much. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to ruin it. If I have to look at them brown, then I'll deal with it, because at least they're cute the way they are. I mean, I'd like them to be a regular terracotta color or be painted, but until I really know what's best and that it's not going to destroy them, we're just going to let them be for now. And how I did this winter, what I did for them is I stuck them in our cooler. Here, I'll show you. Because our cooler, when we went camping, we used to camp a lot. We don't do much of that no more. But we'll go to this other side of the yard quick. Pots are everywhere. I can't wait to grow all this stuff. Right after the 12th of April, we're going to be booming. So, here we go. That's our big cooler. We used to take that and put all our food in it and everything, and you can see the latches are broken off of it. If you open it up, the lid flops off, so it just kind of dangles on one strap. So what I did was I made sure it was all empty, and you can see the cork is already unscrewed from it so that it couldn't hold any water. And I put all of my terracotta gnomes in there. And I overwintered them in there. So that way they didn't freeze and bust. Because terracotta does hold a lot of water and moisture. I'll show you the pot that when we moved here, it was here on the porch. And you can see how through the seasons, it's really splintered and it's chipped away into pieces, and it's really a rough looking pot, but it's doing a good job of holding this here moss, which is good. And come summer now, this will all turn green again, and there's like a real thick layer of that moss. So I'm thinking, if all goes the way I'm planning and hoping, as soon as it gets warm, that's going to green up. And once it greens up, and then it'll be time for me to bring all of my bonsais and tropical plants from in the house outside. And I'm going to use that moss on the top of the soil when I have to repot some of my bonsais, because a couple of them are definitely going to need to be repotted this year, because their pots are just way too small. I got them in little bowls. I make do with anything and everything. But, yeah, I'm going to repot them this summer. And then, the other thing I got to try and do is I'm not sure if I'm going to do it this year or next year, but I got a big bucket, big pot inside in the main bathroom. And it has a bunch of bonsais. And I'm growing them. I'm out front, babe. I'm videoing. But I'm growing them to turn it into a forest. So yeah, that was the old man. He was awake, so he wanted to know what I was doing. He gets worried when he wakes up and I'm not around. So, but anyways, yeah, I'm going to turn the bonsais that are in the big pot in the bathroom right now. I'm going to bring them out here, check on them and see how they start to grow. And either this year or next year, I will be turning them into a forest. So I don't have a pot for it yet, so I haven't got that far. We're still establishing their trunk size and all of that, and I'll do videos on all of that in the future when it's time. But I'm going to make those into a forest of trees, and it's going to be really cool. I won't give away all the secrets, but it's going to be really cool. I've been going down this one road and been really admiring the trees and everything, so I think I will be able to create the scene that I look at, which is going to be exciting. I'm very excited about that. So that's basically about it. I can't believe that it's so warm out here that I'm sweating. Whew, my elbows are even sweaty. Part of it's because I'm right in the sun, but the other part's just because it's that nice and warm out today. So I think I've rambled your ear off enough. I hope that this was good information for you and educational. I try to make as many educational videos, and sometimes I just end up rambling on. And oh, that is a... Look what I just found. It's a starting to rot rose hip. And if you know anything about rose hips, leave a comment down below and tell me, what do you know about rose hips? Do you use them? How do you use them? Rose hips are actually extremely beneficial, and I don't even have any on the rose bush right now because it's just now growing and I chopped all its limbs off. I pruned it because it needed to be pruned for the season. So anyways, now I think I'm just rambling to hear myself talk. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning in and checking it out. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. The more that I get likes on my videos, the more that I can actually be seen. Subscribe so that you get notifications when I do any of my other videos. And just show you real quick because I'm so proud of this. And yeah, make sure you subscribe so you get to see all the rest of my videos. And we will be doing lots of them. I'm trying to get my channel bigger. This here is mint. It's a mix between peppermint and spearmint. And we grew this last year, and I just love coming out here and running my hands through it. I wish you guys we had smell-o-vision because you could smell. Oh, it's just so refreshing. And it's a huge patch, as you can see. It covers all the way around. It's starting to crawl that way towards the tree. It's scurrying this way towards the fence. It's scurrying this way towards the driveway. It's starting to scurry out this way towards the curb. And as long as the neighbor doesn't mow it down, well, you can mow it down and it'll come back. As long as he doesn't decide to try and dig it up or anything or park his car over here, it should continue to grow. Now, peppermint and spearmint and all the mint families do take over. They're very invasive plants, and when you put them in the ground with no boundaries, they'll just take over your whole yard. Just an FYI. Anyways, like I said, now I'm just rambling. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button so that other people can see my videos, and I can start making more of an impact on people. That's my whole goal. Teach people what I know and what I'm doing. Show them how I'm succeeding in things, and hit that subscribe so you can see more. I thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have a blessed day, and we'll see you again on the next video. Until then, ciao now.